Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Francine, and this is my channel, the Hermetic Herald, here for another celebrity tarot reading. So I wanted to come on here and face everyone, talk to everyone, and do it on a different, in a different place today. Because I usually kind of shift it based on what I'm feeling, and for some reason I need to promote or have more eye contact. I feel like that helps sometimes with my channeling for some reason. Okay, so typically what I do here is I am an intuitive reader, so I read the cards intuitively and I also go by what they mean. So you're going to notice that I incorporate the meanings behind the cards and also tell you whatever messages are coming through for you guys. So I had to light some sage because I felt like this reading is going to be a doozy. This reading is going to be on Justin Bieber, and it's going to be on his love life, specifically regarding two people, Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. This has been something that has been long awaited. It's been something I've been thinking about, but I put off, for a little bit because I felt like divine timing was at play. There are many readers out there that have touched base on this, and I felt like I wanted to do it authentically at the right time, and I just saw 111. So I feel like the right time is today. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in. For those of you that are new, thank you for trying me out, for just, having a curiosity about what this person is or what this person does, what they're gonna say. So thank you. And for the people that are returning, thank you guys so much for coming in. I've been seeing a lot of grace, a lot of kindness, a lot of love with this channel. So I always return that tenfold. So if you guys are putting in just an openness to this reading, I will return the love and openness back tenfold because my ancestors and my guides are really protective. I really feel like the love you extend is what you see in the world. So you may see the shitty side of life, but focus on the positivity and also of the negativity so that you can actually combat it, so that you can focus on what you want, okay? I feel like I need to say that. So let's get into it. Spirit team, someone here likes hookah or cigars. Between these three, I don't think they feel too good about sharing that with you guys. So between Justin, Hailey, and Selena, there's someone here who has a guilty pleasure with cigars, because I'm seeing a cigar shop or like a hookah shop. They used to do that at some point in their lives. Interesting. To each their own. I don't know. I don't recommend it, but that's coming through really quick. Spirit team, angels, ancestors. Oh, this message wants to come through. What card is it? We have the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands typically denotes a sense and an air of success. I'm hearing succession. So Justin has an interest in succession. He has an interest in someone bringing, or it's like he has this plan in regards to succession with his line. So this is coming through for Justin. He wants someone that he can have a family with, someone that he can settle down with long term, and someone that he can build with. And he wants to build a line. So regardless of what you may hear, he's really interested in having a child. That's coming through. He finds that as success in his life. Two of Cups at the bottom. So we're definitely talking about a relationship. We're definitely talking about him in a relationship. But here's the thing. He has the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So I'm not sure if he's trying to be more open, but we have a lot of indecision, a lot of confusion coming in from other people outside of himself. So he may be slowing down with regards to him and Hailey so that he can be considerate of what her needs are. But I feel like he's pretty sure about this. He just doesn't, yeah, he's kind of holding off on the emotions with regards to wanting to have a child. But in this current moment in time, it's October 14th, 2023, he's been thinking about it. He's just trying to avoid it because he doesn't want to cause a disruption, is what I'm hearing with regards to the two of them. This could be just in general. It doesn't have to pertain to her, but King of Cups energy, his energy is coming through. He is Pisces, I believe. We have the King of Coins. Yeah, he wants to establish something long term. This doesn't have to be with Hailey, but he really wants to focus in on that. That's coming through. And he's very protective of doing this. I feel like he still wants Empress, wants someone to settle down with, and wants to have a child. He wants to have I'm hearing a son specifically. It doesn't mean that he doesn't want a girl, but I feel like he doesn't want to be honest and tell people like the media because they might judge him for saying that, but he's interested in having a boy. Girls would be welcomed, but something about a son is coming through. Interesting. I'm getting 2 cards, 3 cards. Spirit's saying the 3 of Swords is coming through. The Page of Coins, which is the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Swords. He doesn't feel very comfortable talking about it right now because he feels like there's some heartbreak. There's still some disappointments that him and his partner, I believe Hailey, wants to talk about or needs to talk about. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords is very young, youthful energy. It's not someone that's ready. The conversation hasn't been dealt with very deeply. I feel like they have to talk about it, definitely, before anything. But I'm not saying that that's what I want. I personally don't have any feelings towards any of the parties. I think they all deserve love, all deserve what they want in their lives, because that's a human thing. But I don't have a personal feeling towards this idea of him having a relationship or having a child. So that helps me see these messages a bit clearer. So yeah, he needs to talk about this with her because I feel like there hasn't been a lot of communication. Page of Swords is usually like minimal communication on the topic. They're looking at the horizons. They're very hopeful, very expectant though. So there's this air of like them going through so many challenges, so many difficulties, or so many experiences and adjustments in their relationship. This is Justin and Hailey specifically. I feel like they're trying to focus on having fun because they need to be great friends. They need to always keep their focus on the foundation, keeping that established and strong. And they're trying to create a stronger front. I'm hearing front. And, you know, you can say front is like fake, or you can say front is more so like a solid foundation. They're trying to do that. They're trying to focus on a foundation here. And I think he wants to encourage Hailey in her career path, encourage her with what she's needing to do to feel free, to feel independent, to feel like she has something going for herself. Yeah, so they're in a transitioning phase right now. They're trying to focus on being happy and being good friends, being focused on the 3 of Cups, on celebrating, on openness to experience here. They're trying to keep it light, basically, so that they don't end up arguing or disagreeing on the subject of children, the subject of the future. They're trying to stay out of it and maintain balance with the Temperance card at the bottom. All right, we haven't even started yet. Let's go in. Let's get into it. So I usually have this little notepad, my handy dandy notepad, with all of the things I ask. So this is going to be an interesting one because there's so many things to talk about. Okay. How should I orient this, Spirit? Let's start off with the aura. Let's start off with current energies. Let's start off with how Hailey and Justin are doing currently, okay? I'm hearing 1, 2. Interesting. And I'm hearing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 2. 4. 1, 2. I'm hearing 1, 2, 3 again. How would you like me to go about that, Spirit? 2, 1, 3. Very specific. Okay. That's how I like it. All right, let's start. So, Spirit, what is the current state, or let's look at the aura surrounding the situation. What is their current aura right now? We have the 8 of Wands. Right now in this energy, they're going through a lot of movement because the 8 of Wands is typically about a lot of communication, a lot of fast forward movement. You remember when I just told you guys that they're transitioning? They're constantly going through death and rebirth with regards to this relationship. It's like they're learning lesson after lesson after lesson, and I'm hearing roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. Literally their whole relationship has been a series. I'm hearing a series of unfortunate events. A series of like learning lessons consistently, often. So they're in the energy of moving forward, moving on. They're trying to keep the energy flowing. And even as I'm speaking, you guys notice how I can't quite grasp the words. It's like I have too many words to say, but there's not enough time. I feel like they're in that energy. They're doing a lot of things real fast. Their ancestors might be telling them to slow down, because even now my heart rate's going up, and it increased as I said that, which is very interesting. It's telling me that they're having, maybe one of them's having heart palpitations. Their heart is going really fast. They need to chill and slow down for a little bit. So I don't know if there's a lot of opportunities coming in for them. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of movement, like they're trying to get everything done. They need to slow down. That's coming through, but they're in the 8 of Wands. Let's keep it going. So what is Justin? Justin is intuitively what's coming up for me. What is Justin bringing to the relationship? The 3 of Swords. So Justin's bringing pain. He's bringing disappointment. This is an overall energy, okay? So this is an overall idea of what he's been bringing to the relationship from the beginning. He's bringing the 3 of Swords energy, which is usually about heartbreak, and it's about feeling weighed down by something that's hurt you. When you look at the 3 of Swords in this, I feel like this deck is very specific for them. I needed to use this one. You're seeing this person hidden behind closed doors, and I feel like there's someone hidden behind closed doors that's causing him harm, and I'm hearing causing him harm daily. I don't know if there's something he needs to rectify or something he needs to address in his heart, but it's coming up a lot. This person doesn't have to literally be in his life physically, like talk to him daily for him to feel this way. This is something that's reminiscent of, it's like he continues to keep something. There's something that this dagger that he's kept in his heart for quite some time, and this thing is not being addressed as well as it could be. And I'm getting the imagery. You see this person that's kind of shaving off their feathers, this deity. This is telling me he kind of like plays around with the pain. The pain maybe helps. It's like the pain is what he feels he deserves. He feels like he deserves this pain, and so he's just kind of shaving off his feathers with it, feeling the pain constantly, but he's not addressing taking it out. That's really dark. So he's feeling pretty shitty right now, or at least that's what he brings. He brings some like energies of like pain, deep pain here, and sorrow. I'm hearing abandonment. I'm hearing okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm hearing. I'm hearing I would never abandon them. I feel like he feels personal sorrow or grief for abandoning someone in his past. He feels personal accountability for people. When he feels like he is guiding someone along on a journey, or he feels like he's a friend to someone, he takes it real hard if that person doesn't end up where they want to be, or if they end up in a worse place. He almost thinks like it's his fault. And even then I had to take a gulp. It was like, whoa. Even in relationships, when he feels like he's done something wrong in this moment, like this is based on his current energies, he feels like he really takes it hard. He does not like seeing, or he blames himself primarily for things that don't go right for someone, because he feels like he's a problem, or he feels like he's the problem to something. He tries to shift it to him being the solution. So often you might see him trying to make something work or trying to be the solution to a situation, but it's really because he's hiding the fact that he feels like he is a problem. Wow. Does that make sense? I hope you guys are catching what I'm saying here, my drift. What is Hailey bringing to the relationship? We have the 8 of Swords. 2 swords, 2 sword cards. So 8 of Swords is usually about confusion. It's about feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you don't see a way out of a situation. You feel like you're hindered. You see how this person's like stuck in a cave, and look at that area right outside, that castle. That's literally, if their eyes were open, if they could see what was before them, they could walk right out of that. But I feel like this person's mentally stuck. These two are bringing this energy. Justin's bringing 3 of Swords, and Hailey's bringing the 8 of Swords. Mental instability, I'm hearing regret. These two have a lot going on in their mental space, or it's just their air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius coming through. But what I'm getting is that they had a lot of instability in their mental state. When they met, they still have mental instability in this relationship right now. What I think is a solution to that is them moving. So they literally do this thing where if they feel like they're confused or conflicted or having an issue with something mentally, they literally move on. I don't know if that's a good idea, because if you're moving too fast before you can actually slow down and to address the issues, to address the swords, you end up finding that issue again down the road. So I feel like that's going to be something that comes up. We'll see. I'm going to keep an open mind here. But what is their potential? A big one. What is their potential together as partners? Ace of Swords. Another swords, guys. I'm hearing grow up. They have this energy of they recognize that they need to grow up. That the pain, that the confusion, that the disappointment that they experienced and that they brought to this relationship needs to be addressed. The clarity is what the potential for this relationship. At the end of the road, no matter how long this relationship lasts, let's say it lasts for a year, 2 years, 5 years, long term, we'll see. It feels as though at the end of the day, they're going to reach this pinnacle where they're going to find clarity. They're going to come to an understanding and be of one mind and of one accord. This is a goal. I feel like Justin has this goal of being of one mind, of one accord in a relationship, and it feels Christian because when I look at this Ace of Swords, I'm thinking one mind, one accord is coming through intuitively. So it makes me feel like he's the one that really wants clarity. He's closer to that because he's a 3. She's the 8. I feel like she's getting there, but I feel like he's trying to be patient with her. So I hope that makes sense. The Ace of Swords, clarity is what their potential is. So that's hopeful. Clarity can come in many forms. It can be clarity that we're not going to work out, clarity that we should continue to be together and we will. Clarity can come and informs a number of things in their life. So we're going to see what comes through later. But what lessons are they learning through this relationship? I'm seeing 3 cards, so we're going to take 3 here. The Ace of Pentacles is the first one. The lessons they're learning, opportunity. Ace of Pentacles feels like free will, because when I think of the Ace of Pentacles, that's about opportunity coming into your hands, you taking hold of something that requires will, that requires effort. They're learning that if they do something and they do it with effort, putting their mind to it, their will to it, they can do it, they can succeed. This is a relationship where it feels, I'm not going to say forced, but it feels more like they're like, okay, we can make this happen. I'm not getting any, you noticed how we didn't get any cups or any pentacles? We got just the swords, which tells me this is a mental decision that they made together, which means that they're willing to take what they need to. Pentacles this is the first one telling me that they're taking a hold of their mental state and trying to focus on making a decision and seizing the opportunity to make something out of this relationship. Their potential is opportunity, taking this as it is, and then taking and making something beautiful out of it, something that they can accept, which is the clarity coming out of it. Their other card was the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is usually, and if you guys see me looking down, that's just me looking at this thing right here with the list of what cards mean what here. So potential, 3 of Wands. Their potential is to move into, it's like moving into opportunities, moving into seeing the world as their oyster, seeing the opportunities that lay before them and making plans. This feels really like resourceful. This relationship is so far not feeling lovey-dovey. It's feeling more like opportunity. Let's make something out of this. That makes sense. The last card is the 10 of Wands. Their potential is to end a really difficult cycle, ending a really tough time. They had a hard-ass relationship. I'm going to just be honest with you from this energy. This feels like dense as hell. This feels like a lot of lessons that they had to learn in this relationship. It was not, skipping la-di-da-di-da. It was rough. 10 of Wands is their potential, or their lessons is to end the instability. I'm seeing something I've never seen before. One of them likes blueberries a lot because I'm getting the imagery and that's not in the cards. I'm just getting that picture when I look at this. This is like a completely other fruit, or not a fruit, it's a mushroom, but I'm getting blueberries. So someone here might understand or know that if they're fans. I don't know if that's come through before. Ending of a tough cycle approaches. That is what they can look to or look forward to. Ending a lot of difficult situations, looking towards the future, planning together, and then putting their free will at play. Their free will is what makes this work. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not something that comes easily. All right. So what should they pay close attention to? I'm hearing 2. They should pay closer attention to their empire, to their independence. These 2 require independence. If they do not have something of their own to do or submit to, is what I'm hearing, they will falter. I'm hearing their guides tell me that. They need to be independent. They need to focus on their own ventures. That is what keeps this going, and this is what gives them inspiration. If they don't have their own respective things going on, they falter. I'm just hearing that a lot. I'm hearing Bellamy, which I know is a movie by Robert Pattinson, or at least he was cast in it. I don't know why Robert Pattinson's coming through. Bellamy is also French, I believe, the word. So I don't know. That's coming through. My love. They must say my love. That's why it's coming through. What else should they pay closer attention to? The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is instability. It's more so illusions, having so many options. They need to be careful. They need to pay close attention to people that look delectable. For some reason, I'm hearing delectable, almost like treats. Seeing other people as like treats, or seeing temptation outside the relationship, or getting into a second. Whoa, I'm hearing a second affair, but I don't like saying stuff like that, so I don't know. That's coming through. They need to be very careful of just people, of looking at the world and looking elsewhere. They just need to be careful with that, but they also need to assert their independence. Interesting relationship. Okay, so that's what we have for them so far. Let's get into something here. I don't know. This energy feels dense. It doesn't feel fun at all between these two. All right. Let's get into their archetypes. What would you like to say about this relationship before we get into their archetypes, Spirit? Because I feel a weird energy about this relationship. We have nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course, Moon. And we have it's time to release negativity. I'm hearing catch it. They need to catch it. Spirit guys, I'm hearing negotiations. Okay. We have don't let pride get in your way. These two, Hailey and Justin, are prideful. I'm just getting like a number of like signs and synchronicities from my guides. They're just talking to me and I don't like the energy. Full moons, they have 2 full moons. They have Scorpio and Leo, guys. Scorpio energy is like all about transformation, death and rebirth. Hard ass stuff. You have to be strong to get through some of the things that they're going to get through. You have to be strong and you have to be focused and you have to be resolute on making it happen. This is about like putting your effort in. Okay, relationships take effort, sure, but this is all about effort. It's time to release negativity. They have some negativity between them. And I'm hearing 2019, something in 2019 really got them, affected this relationship. They need to be careful with that. And I'm hearing number 53. Is there like an athlete with the number 53? Please let me know in the comments below. But I'm getting a jersey with the number 53 and I don't know who that is. Your dreams need a practical plan. And it's another full moon, guys. So full moon energy is all about like closing. They need to close things. They're not even going to be able to go into the new unless they close out cycles of not planning things out before they do something. Having pride get in the way. And releasing negativity. What's interesting is I feel like I need to get the book for this one. Nothing will come of the situation. We also have the energy is gaining momentum. I feel like they're constantly tested. I just said they are constantly tested, and we have your commitment is being tested. So that's confirmation for me that what I was saying just now is actually what's going on. Commitment is being tested. Their commitment is being tested. I wanted to let you guys know that as I was saying that earlier, right, I had to take a break because my phone's storage was not okay with that, you know, me doing this video this long so far. So we're gonna try to keep it going on this camera, but you might see me move on to another camera. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna go with the flow because in that time I channeled a word. So I was waiting for it to load and I got this word megalo or megalo, M-E-G-A-L-O. And when I thought of that, I thought of the brain. So there's something coming in with regards to spirit highlighting some issue with regards to one of their brains. This is a physical ailment. You guys might hear about it. It depends on what they feel comfortable, what Justin feels comfortable talking about, because it feels like it's coming from him. But it could also be Hailey. Something regarding her brain is coming through. And they kept trying to tell it to me, and me being like someone who was interested in pre-med, I remembered hearing about it in medical terminology, but it was coming out like weird. It was megalomy. When I looked that up, right, I had time. I was waiting for this to load. I was waiting for this to update. And I noticed it mentioned rats. So I don't know if there's someone in their space that's a rat, but they're also highlighting that. There's so many meanings to words. It's crazy. So they want me to tell you guys those two things. There's something regarding their health that's coming through. And then there's something in regards to people in their circle. Interesting, right? Let's get into it. So I was going to move on after I did the moonology into the archetypes. So let's look at the archetypes. Let's look at their archetypes in their relationship right now. And then we're going to go from there. So I feel like I need to go into their past energies. I feel like they deserve, as everyone does, right, their own reading. So this may be a bit longer. We'll just go with the flow. I've learned to not care about the timing anymore. So Spirit, I'm feeling this card, and this is for Hailey, her light attribute. What is Hailey's light attribute in this relationship? What is something that she brings to this relationship that you'd like to highlight for us? What is okay, that definitely wants to come through. For some reason, every time I hear Hailey, I'm seeing the number 7. Number 7 is really important for Hailey, divine timing. Like, I think she needs to see the patterns with regards to her future, with regards to her past, everything happening for the right reasons. The number 7 is really important for her. I don't know if that's a number that she might know or feel like some kindred feeling to, like she always sees 7s in her life, and that tells her something. But let's get into her karmic attributes here. Okay. Yeah. What are some karmic attributes with regards to Hailey, Spirit? We have 2. What are some karmic attributes with regards to Hailey? Alright. So we have 3. Let's get into Justin's. Okay. Spirit, what are 3 light attributes for Justin within their dynamic? Keep in mind that these archetypes are about their relationship. So it's going to shift based on the relationship, right? With your best friend, you might be X or Y, and with your lover, you're something else, or your wife or husband. Interesting, these 2 came through. I feel like that's coming through. There's a distinction here with how he is in his relationship with Hailey and how he is with people outside of that. Is there anything else for light attributes, Spirit? Let's get into the karmic attributes. What are the shadow attributes? Okay, I'm already seeing some things that I want to talk about. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so, bottom of the deck is God. Okay, so I feel like this is also indicative of God being at the center of this relationship in some way. So religion is coming through. We have exorcists and priests. Yeah, this is something they feel like they need this. They need some intercessory. And I'm hearing like intercessory prayer, some intermediary or mediary, I think is the word. They need mediation between them, and they look for it in religion. So that's coming through real strong here. Let's get into Hailey's energy. So her light attribute here is the vampire. She makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So Hailey's light attribute in this relationship is that she recognizes codependency when it arises in this relationship. Between the 2 of them, she's the first to notice that. She notices when Justin begins to drain her, when Justin begins to depend on her in some way, and she makes the 2 of them aware. Even sometimes when she tells him, she realizes something else about either herself and how she responds to situations, and that brings it brings a red flag to the situation. So they want us to know right off the bat that Hailey's coming off as someone who's very aware of codependency. Likely when you're aware of codependency, it's coming from a place of experiencing it a lot. So she might have experienced it with regards to her family because her parents are coming through, and also with regards to her friendships and her circles. I'm hearing social circles. So she's just she was aware of that in the relationship, and she is continuously aware of that when that happens. We have next shapeshifter coming through for her. This is her attribute in the relationship. It is skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. She's able to see the potential of this relationship and how it can work. I think she's a very open energy. Between the two of them, it seems like she brings the energy of hope, of expectation, of trying to make things fit in some way. And she's very much willing to shift based on what works best for them. So I feel like she's, between the two of them, right? I feel like she's the one that tends to do that the most. She tends to take on the burden, if you could call it that even, of shifting, being flexible with aspects of life. I feel like they both do need to be flexible. This is something that I feel like is integral in any relationship. But I feel like on her side, she is so hopeful and sees potential in this relationship. And that is her motive for being more of the flexible between the two of them so far. Third one we have is child nature. Between the two of them, it says friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. She almost feels like the hippie compared to I don't know why I was going to say someone else's name. Compared to Justin, I feel like interesting. Is her dad named James? Because I got James. So compared to James, she's a lot more of a hippie. She likes to be out and, like, for some reason I'm getting like she loves nature. She loves being out and getting fresh air. I don't know. She doesn't like stagnant air, and that's coming through. And that's between the two of them. She's the one that loves to communicate with nature spirits. She likes to be out and about. I feel like she also has a deep connection to animals as well that's coming through. This doesn't have to be one or the other. They can both have attributes like this, but between them, she has the stronger with regards to these three. What are her karmic attributes here? We have guide. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So she tends to think about money a bit more than she thinks about spiritual insight. When she thinks of helping someone, right, she could have moments where she wants to help people just for the sake of helping people, but she has a tendency, this is something that this is a shadow attribute of her, is that she tends to find ways to make monetary gain out of those things. So she kind of thinks about things like very economically, like, okay, I know I can provide X, Y, and Z spiritually for you guys, or something deeper that you need, so how can I make the money? She's more so quick to think about how she can make the money than Justin might be. And I think sometimes that's like a thing that he has to, I'm hearing burden that he has to bear, is that sometimes she thinks about the money too quick, and he's kind of like the one that comes in and tries to say, hey, why are you focusing on the money? It's not about the money. You should focus on these people. And I feel like that might have been the source of contention in the beginning of the relationship, seeing that stark contrast with how he cares. And sometimes I feel like he cares deeply about something and will do it no matter what, but I feel like she tends to focus in on the money more. She could care about things. This is not to put her in a negative light purposely. This is more so just to show that this is an attribute of her. We have light and dark within us. I like to say this in every reading, so you're going to notice that I'm going to touch base on both. No one is exempt from that. So she is coming through as someone who tends to look at the material and financial gain over what she can do to help people freely. We have next child wounded coming through as her karmic or shadow attribute. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. She has to be wary of pity because I feel like she blame shifts. This is something that she has to work with and deal with, is that whenever she feels like something is not going her way or something's like really messed up in her life, she tends to blame the person responsible for that, for inflicting some childhood wounds or childhood fears or something, insecurities on her in the past, and she tends to hold them accountable for that, even though she herself has the power to get out of those constraints and to create her own reality, to move forward and to grow. There's some aspects of her reality that she blames or puts on other people's shoulders when they're no longer in control. This is even if she was a child, right? There's some aspects of some things that happened to her that were really wounding. We understand that that was wrong, right? If you're traumatizing someone, that's something that you need to reckon with. They should have reckoned with it, but she also should have moved on or healed. Moved on and healed. I feel like you can move on and never heal. she needed to address that and come to an accountability with herself, like of what she needed to do for her good, for herself. She sometimes tends to get into this way of like blaming someone and then making them suffer, or hoping that they suffer rather than addressing it. Scribe. So we have altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. She has a tendency of taking people's stuff, taking people's credit. She also has a tendency of altering facts, which is really not a great attribute to have. I just had to think about that. I'm like, damn, okay. Oh, that's not good. I mean, obviously it's not, but I feel like that one of the three is the strongest one I feel here. It's like she has to be careful of taking other people's work, other people's ideas, and also of just altering information. Is there anything you'd like to say about that, Spirit? Because I feel like there's more to this. I was supposed to also share something. Okay. Spirit said is saying to Hailey, you are good enough, Hailey. This is full moon in Virgo. She got full moon with Justin. Remember, like we got all full moons and now we have another. You're good enough. You don't have to copy people's work. I feel like she almost feels like other people's work is better than hers. And so she resorts to claiming other people's work, property, maybe not intentionally to hurt them, but it ends up like looking bad on her part when she takes other people's things or uses it in some way when she could easily not easily, but she can make her own thing out of her gifts. You're good enough. They wanted you to know that. Her spirit team wants her to know she's good enough. A fiery climax approaches. She has the ability to make something beautiful. And I know she does that, but adjustments are needed. She needs to adjust her way of her tendency of taking people's things. Yeah, having confidence in yourself is a great way to do that. It seems as though sometimes people also lay like temptations at her feet too, and she takes them. So like someone will say, oh my gosh, look at this. And she cares so deeply about this person that's saying, look at this, that she wants them to like what she produces. And so she takes that idea and integrates it. Does that make sense? So if someone comes to her and says, oh my gosh, look at this, we should do something like this, you should do something like this, she'll take it to heart and actually do it that way because she feels like your opinion is so important and she wants to feel like she's good enough. She'll do what it takes to make that a thing. Surrender to the divine. She needs to surrender that because I feel like that's something she's healing. So they're giving me some they're giving me some information about like what she's healing with regards to being good enough. She is good enough as she is. Spirit, what would you like to say for Justin? Femme fatale is his light attribute. Highlights the erotic nature of the feminine. Opens your heart when dependency is rejected. He's flowing through his feminine energy pretty well. He's very aware of his allure or of the interests that other people have towards him, that he's a very hot topic is what I'm hearing. So I don't know if that's Hot Topic the store or just Hot Topic. They just want me to know that he considers himself to be something that people look to and know, as we all would say, right? But I feel like they're trying to say something here. I feel like Justin has had past lives as a feminine energy, no matter what the gender is. He just comes off as primarily so far as feminine. So it tells me that he's aware of his seductive nature. He's very open. Very open. We'll see what else comes through later, but we have Fool. Light attribute is fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So he likes to tell people things like it is. He likes to talk about the foolishness of the world. He likes to talk about, it's like he likes to reveal how he truly feels. He's in the energy of being the more open emotionally of the two. I feel like he tends to have a lot of emotions and he shares it. You see this Fool here that's crying and smile with the mask smiling. He tends to be the one that's the more emotional of the two. Hailey is actually more cerebral. They both came out with swords earlier on in the reading, but he comes out as more emotional, more focused on, Pisces, right? I feel like his Pisces energy is coming through strongly in this reading. Let's go into the third one before this camera stops. Companion. Loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. He is a companion. He wants to remain loyal. He tends to be the one that really tries hard between the two to remain loyal to Hailey, to remain resilient with Hailey, tenacious, and also unselfish. He tries to really focus on, like, I feel like his connection to source, or his connection to the universe, connection to God, is what really, really grounds him. And it helps him love her. It helps him love her unselfishly, love her with a loyalty about it that is really close. He feels like a companion to her. What's interesting is I'm getting that he's more of the emotional and more of the like integrated one of the two. Like, he really takes her in and is integrating his experience with her. I feel like she more so kind of works with him. She's a shapeshifter, right? She does still shift based on potential. So each of them are giving to each other in some way, but I feel like he's almost coming from a place of freedom. I feel like she's coming from a place of experience with people being very codependent on her and other things. That's coming through. Interesting. They've both been through a lot, so regardless, I would expect both of them to have some energies of pain. Let's look at his karmic attributes, because that's where it really happens. Yeah, child orphan. We have feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. This is reminding me of his relationship with Christianity. I feel like initially he was really open, right? Open to growing and learning and experiencing spirit, but I feel like the people around him sometimes were not the best, and he would adopt surrogate families or adopt people into his life, but that didn't have his best interest at heart. I feel like he learned some hard lessons with people and who he could trust, because I feel like he has this heart on his sleeve with the Fool energy. I feel like he's a companion, right, in this relationship, and I feel like that his wounding towards people abandoning him is coming through. And I think I said abandoned earlier. Quote me if I'm wrong, but he is coming through as someone who feels like he's alone or goes it alone, but it's because people don't want to be honest with him, and they don't want to, like, they don't want him to be a part of their, it's weird. It's like, it's not weird, but it's just interesting how to explain this to you guys. Let's keep going. Athlete is coming through as well. Misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. He has a lot on his shoulders in this relationship. He holds a lot of weight on himself. He puts a lot of pressure. Jeez Louise. He feels like he needs to hold things up or keep it going. He puts the brunt of the energy on himself to make ends meet, like emotionally, to make sure that everything's okay. But I can't get past this child orphan one. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. I feel like he's the younger of the two energetically. I feel like he still has a lot of emotions pent up. Okay, I'll be back. Hey everyone, so I am back, and as you can see, I'm not wearing the same thing anymore, and that is because I did that video the first two parts, or I would say one-parter, yesterday at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm here to finish it because I feel like Spirit wanted things to come out the way they came out yesterday, and then wanted me to look into the information and the insights deeper. I always like to take my time with these readings. I like to also make sure that I'm checking in, and my baby needed me more, so I'm gonna always choose my baby. So I wanted to make sure I got some rest and woke up, got ready, and now I'm here to continue the video. So we were talking about Justin Bieber. I went through the videos because I like to do that first. I was getting just a lot of information and insight about the child orphan card. Okay, just gonna take a breath, light some sage again here. We need more sage in this for this reading here. But with child orphan card, with the feelings of abandonment coming through, I'm feeling like Justin has felt abandoned in relationships prior, romantic relationships. So that's why this is coming through as the stronger of the three cards so far. I'm feeling like it doesn't matter how much money, fortune, power you have in the world, if you can't feel like you're with someone and that they actually hold space for you, like you actually feel like they're there with you presently, it can feel really lonely. He feels really lonely. And I'm not sure if he's had someone that's truly made him feel like he's not alone. I feel like it might be temporary, you know, when he's with certain people, but the feeling still persists. So I'm feeling that coming through with this one. And I'm hearing guardian. His guardian angels are here, and they're trying to say to him, we're here with you. You're not truly alone. And we all hear that, right? Why am I getting this message? So I'm getting that his mother might have dealt with ovarian cancer, or the question of ovarian cancer came up. Something about that time in her life was really transformative for him. I feel like he came to grips with the idea of being alone, because I feel like his mother is somehow connected, truly connected to him. You can have a mother and not feel connected. You can feel like your family is like not truly your blood family, or truly like your tribe. And I feel like he felt like she's a really close part of his life. Something about his emotional health, how he perceived himself, and like going it alone, potentially going it alone without his mom. So the question of like health is coming up a number of times in this reading. Let's get into the next one. We have child magical. So he has 2 child attributes that are coming through his karmic or shadow, which tells me that he's dealing with a lot of inner child. So we have pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Sometimes he kind of gets in his head about certain situations with relationships, specifically with Hailey, where he feels like things should just happen. It should be chemistry, it should be X, Y, or Z, and it's not. And I think he learned that hard lesson in the beginning of the relationship, or the beginning of the marriage, because I feel like there's this energy of him losing this childlike energy. But it was in the shadow. He had to become more mature and understand that love doesn't just happen. Sometimes it does, and then you have to continue to allow it to take its own form between the two of you. And I feel like he maybe was a dreamer, in the sense that he was kind of expecting so much, like emotionally, out of this. And there is an emotional gain, don't get me wrong, but it's more so like it's not like chemistry all the time. It's not like heated like sex all the time, or like something about his imagination here. He had a lot of hopes and dreams and aspirations for the person that he would marry, and I feel like he didn't get those needs met or those aspirations met. And now what's coming in is logic, rationality. He's learning more about like the relationship. It can work and it's beautiful in its own way. It's just not going to be like a magical thing all the time. Something about that is coming through for his shadow attribute. Let's keep going though. So we had this card come out, which was the nothing will come of this situation, and it came out earlier. So if you guys saw that, you can definitely check it out. I don't want to belabor that too long, but I feel like the nothing will come of this situation card is important. So let's get into it. It's going to be the Void of Course Moon. So I'm going to show you guys that card again. Let's see where it is. It's definitely moon phase. That's weird. So we have here, it says, in a form of astrology known as horary, where an astrological chart is cast according to when the question is asked and decoded, a void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter, or the situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you're asking. For example, if you were worried about something, whatever it is, this card can be taken as a sign that there is nothing to worry about. However, if you're asking about a new project of any kind, including a new relationship, it's a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so you get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you are currently creating, and you can change that with both behavior and beliefs. So it says, attuned to the moon, I trust my highest good. They need to trust their highest good in the situation. It says the chances of something are diminishing. Something better may be around the corner. Believe you will get what you need. Surrender to the divine, which is what we got for Hailey, her energy. And take time out, meditate, and contemplate. The main definition of the void of course moon is when the moon won't make a major connection with any of the planets until she enters the next sign. The best thing that you can do when you get to this card is to chant the Sanskrit words Omo Namo Narayani, which mean I surrender to the divine. A void of course moon is time to just be. They need to allow themselves to just be who they are, because I feel like they're seeing true colors all the time, constantly between these two. Okay, let's look at their trajectory, spirit team. I'm hearing recluse. One of them is a recluse, and I feel like it's Justin more than the other. Like, he may come out for performances and such and talk to people and really spend time with them. You can do that and still be a recluse and still like being to yourself. And I think that's partly why the child orphan card comes out. I feel like sometimes he likes to just have time to himself. And I'm hearing something about babies coming through. It went just as quickly as it came. So we'll see if it comes back. What is their trajectory, Spirit? Trajectory for this couple is the Wheel of Fortune so far. Trajectory, Spirit. 4 of Cups. Wow, Ace of Wands came up right there. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles, okay? I get that. So 9 of Pentacles is coming through. So that's, this isn't gonna last, okay? I hope they don't see this before it comes out, because I feel like your free will is at play all the time, but this is their current trajectory. As of today, October 15th now. I started the 14th yesterday, and now I'm on the 15th. With issues and stuff, it was like at night before the 15th. But anyway, the Wheel of Fortune is here. Karmic fate, karmic destiny is at play. The wheel turns. Just like they said, you remembered in the void of course moon, it's time to just be. They need to just be and let the things happen and let life take its course. Because I think naturally something is going to happen between the two of them that distances them from each other. We have the 4 of Cups, and that's why I'm saying that. I feel as though there's a dejected energy or some unexpected cup that they need to drink. There's something they need to come to terms with. And it's about acting. It's about inspired action. It's about something being lit up. There's something about them needing to have this fire in their loins. I'm hearing, and I feel like someone here doesn't have that fire. They've lost that spark. Something about the spark was lost. I feel like they can't find it. They're trying to find it. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. That's independence. That's usually about singlehood. So they're not going to last. With the bottom of the deck, guys, being the 9 of Wands, which is like holding something up, trying really hard to keep something going. You see that guy with that bandage? He's trying to get through it, guys. 5 of Wands. It's another Wands card. It's all about action. Overall energy is acting on this. Acting on the conflict. The lack of there's like a distinction between their opinions and their belief sets. Their set of beliefs or foundations are very different. They tried to make it work. But look at this, guys. They're both standing their ground with the 7 of Wands. We have 3 Wands, 9, 5, and 7. I feel like once they decide to stand their grounds and be honest with each other, there's going to be a judgment call that's made. And then look at this, guys. After the Sun and Judgment, we have the Fool starting over. And here's the thing. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles right after they start over. So someone here is going to get into a relationship not long after. Interesting. I heard Sean. But anyway, Spirit's just highlighting that this relationship is not going to last. It's at least at this current trajectory. I like to make sure that I always put that in there because free will is at play. You can change this trajectory. But if you're not interested or you see things are going a certain way and you want the best for yourself, maybe it's time to look into what's going on there, why I feel that way, why Justin and Hailey are feeling this way right now, because this is what we're feeling and what we're getting from the current energy. So yeah, that's what we have for Justin. Page of Swords, it's like their communication is very, like, not very deep right now. But also the Page of Swords is about starting a contract. So there might be something that needs to be spoken that they haven't spoken about yet. We're gonna go into a little bit here with regards to their relationship in the beginning, and then I'm gonna close and go to Selena's side of things, because I feel like that's another saga to unravel. So if you guys are enjoying this video, like, share, and subscribe. Your energy exchange, like the likes, the comments, and all of that are really helpful in getting this out for other people to see. And as a new channel, I feel like some people don't see a lot of the videos that I do here unless it's popular. So there's some videos you'll notice that have a little bit more people. But yeah, I really love what I'm doing here, what I'm seeing in the collective, what's going on in the collective, and how I get to be a part of that. If you guys are interested in members, you can click that join button and at least check out what I offer, just to get an idea, because I like full disclosure. I like telling people what kind of things I do. So I do celebrity tarot readings and collective channeled readings. So I'm going to be here a lot. So I typically channel almost daily. If you don't see me post, it's because there's a need for me to rest, as we all need to, right? We take weekends off or a day off or something like that, hopefully. So I'm going to be focusing in on my tiers. So if you guys are interested in becoming one of my first members, because I just became a member yesterday.